Welcome, everyone. My name is Kelly Dodge, and today we're going to talk about making logos in Canva. So, Canva is a wonderful tool to use, absolutely free. You can upgrade for a pro version, but you can do many, many things for free. And today I'm doing a five-part series. Today's the second in the series. And so today we are learning about how to create logos. There are so many things that you can do with Canva, including creating a website, all different kinds of things. So I'm going to just start out by searching here. Um, I'm just going to put logo, not Lego, logo. My daughter's a Lego fan. All right. And so I am going to get several suggestions that are going to pop up here that I can use as templates for logos. I can also go and narrow the search down a little bit. So I could go ahead and search for travel logos. I'll just add travel to the end here, and then it's going to filter down and give me some travel related logos, right? So these are pretty cool to use, and there are different elements in within each one that you can uh, use all or some. I'm just going to customize this template. Oh, I don't know if that was a paid one, but I'm not going to use this one. But I just want to show you that I can get rid of any of these elements if I'm like, oh, that's a great idea, but I don't love that Volkswagen bug. Maybe I'm going to put something else in instead. You can go ahead and just choose a different kind of element. Maybe people like to use planes. So I could search plane and I could search under, we're going to have graphics, photos, videos, audio, all kinds of stuff. And I would see my thing is running slow. I'm going to go ahead and change it to plain in graphics, right? And so I could take any of these graphics or a few of these graphics and I could create a customized um, logo with this. So you can also, I'm going to go ahead and start fresh because I did click on a logo that is a pro version. Anything with the crown is going to be a pro version. And so I want to show you how this works, whether you have a paid account or not. And a paid account, I think I have just the first tier is $12.99 a month. I do use Canva a lot every day, all day. So it's up to you. But if you're new, I don't suggest that you start paying for things until you start making some good money, right? We don't want you to be putting more out than you're getting in. And there are definitely ways to make everything work without spending money. And if you're not sure, just call me because I am frugal and I know a workaround for anything or a side hustle, one of the two. So, now again, these are going to be all the options that are already made templates. And if you don't like any of them, you can always start fresh. Okay, so I'm actually going to start fresh today for a logo just because I think that you can kind of understand how to create these logos and make it your own, right? By, deleting some portions and adding some portions in or whatnot. But I want to show you if you had your own vision, right? You could just create a blank space and then completely start from scratch. And obviously that's free, but we will have to watch. It's still going to suggest templates for me. So we're still going to have to watch though with elements to see if they are a pro version. I use this to make a New York City flyer. And that is a pro. So I'm going to look at graphics and I'm going to focus on graphics that are free. We also have AI image generator, which is pretty cool. Um, and so if you guys haven't used this, it's really fun. So I'm going to show you that first. All right. And so I want to say AI image generator, It doesn't tell me you have to have a pro account to use it. So I'm thinking that it's absolutely fine. And here's what we're going to do. So if you guys haven't used AI before in this manner, maybe you've used Chat GPT or something to write ads or what have you, but this is going to create a picture based on the words that you use, that you type in. You have to have at least 5 words, but you can put in, as far as I know, unlimited amount of characters in here to describe. And the more descriptive you are, the better your image is going to be. And I when I play with it, I tweak it. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll leave that part out because it didn't quite understand what I was saying, and so you just kind of play with it. But let's say that we wanted a logo, and let's say I'm going to say create a logo for my travel business that includes a um a cruise ship, airplane, whoops, wait, airplane, um train. I might regret the train because it might not be. I should see, you have to be specific. I might have to say passenger train. Um, how else do we uh family vacation car. I don't know how else to say that. Suitcase and a man and woman, and a man and woman wearing backpacks. I'm going to see what this is going to do. Wearing backpacks. Now, I could go on to describe the couple as well. I could go on to ask it to give them certain clothing, color of hair, eye color. Well, see, it didn't hit the mark. It didn't hit the mark, but you see what it can do, right? So we would continue tweaking because now I do the first image has all of the elements I kind of asked for, but not exactly, right? None of them hit all the bells and whistles. Uh Maybe the closest one might be this one here. Um but not bad, right? So this I could go ahead. I don't even know what this brown thing is. What is that? I don't even know. Is that a I don't even know. So that's just an example of what you could do if you wanted to really customize it. And you'd have to play with it for a little bit, but you can get it to create, images that you want. So, maybe if I was going to be a little um I asked a lot out of it, right? And so I could just put um create, let me see what I say. Create a logo with an airplane. I mean, that's pretty standard, I would say, that a lot of our logos have airplanes in them, right? Because I mean, that's the most common way to travel to get from point A to point B. And as you can see, it's going to give you an image that's different than what standard the standards were, right? And so once you see what it does, you can continue to play with it and tweak it. And you could just, put different graphics together as well. So that's just something that you guys could play with. I'm going to go back to elements. I'm not going to use any of those, and I'm just going to start with some graphics, right? So I'm going to click see all, And I'm just gonna put travel, and anything travel related should pop up in a graphic. All right. And this, of course, I could use real pictures. I could use whatever I felt, whatever my personality is. I think that our logos will definitely be highlighted, will highlight our personality. So I think that it's important that your logo not be too common. And so if you look around and you see other people's logos, like my logo is very plain and very common looking, like the one that I currently use. And I just haven't I actually like it, but I haven't had time to like play with it and create something more unique or exciting. And I haven't cared enough to go back. I'm just kind of busy, but I just want to say mine is definitely, and I wish I had put a little more thought or time into it. But of course, when you're making your logo, you're brand new and you've got a lot of things to do, lots of trainings, lots of things to learn, and it's a little overwhelming at that point. So, I love like pastels and girly colors and all that kind of thing. I feel like I've turned into a 12-year-old in my 50s, but I tend to like a lot of the things. I love maps. And so you can just, kind of put some things together and you might want it to tie into your the name of your company as well. And so you can just grab some things and put them in. Maybe I'll do it. I really love directional signs. I love them. We had one at our wedding because I just think they're the cutest. Um, I'm divorced now, so I can't believe I mentioned that, but oh, this is recording. All right. No, I can't make any snide comments on this because I'm recording. Oh, the pink passport. At any rate, so I could bring some elements into here and if you guys don't know how to position things. So if I wanted this heart to be behind my airplane, for example, I am just going to use the layering and I'm going to send it to the back. All right. So that then I can slip it and it doesn't cover up my airplane. Right. I could do the same with this sign if I wanted to and have it send it backward. It doesn't send it all the way to the back, but backward. And let me just say right now that this is not going to be an amazing looking logo. Whatever I'm doing right here, I am just trying to help you guys see what kinds of things that you can do. Okay. So I would put some text in here, let's say, and I could put my company name however I wanted it to go. If whoops, and then I could move it, I could put it underneath if I wanted. We can use this and we can turn things around. You can go ahead and click on effects and well, we'll just start with effects first. And so with effects, you can do things like curve it, right? So if I wanted it to curve, maybe I want it to be at the top and I want to curve it. I could I could pop it up there if I wanted to um make it larger. I can look at different colors. It's really off center. It's really off center because I was playing with the which I believe there's a button that I can hit that will straighten it out, but um I want to straighten it. Um All right, and then I could change the color to it. Let's say I'm gonna make it pink. I think this is a little much for a girliness for a little too much girliness even for me. for a thing, but and then I'm looking at it and I go, you know what, that sign's cute, but it's either got to be smaller or we are going to have to get rid of it altogether. One of the two, right? Because it's just a little bit too much. Or maybe I decide that the heart is just a little too much, right? And so you just play around. And then I am going to encompass this uh, with a circle. And I think that this is off center. So I would actually probably do a position and I would do a center, um, middle. Ah, that's a little too much. Wish I could tell when it was straight. I feel like I'm going too far. Oh, I see the numbers. There we go. 0 degrees. Okay.
How did
And
you
so
get to
maybe I can,
that? To
what's
the
that?
How did you get to that screen arrange to move it to center it? How did you
Oh,
get
yep,
there?
sure. Okay. So I'm going to center my plane now. And so I just click on it and I click center. Hold on. I just clicked position up here.
Position. Oh, okay.
Yep. And it opens it up. And so then I could do, I'm going to leave that there, but let's say I want to center the pictures and I could leave the passport there. I could put but you just can move it around however you want. I'm going to go into elements now just to give you guys an idea of what else you can do. And I am going to look at circles. All right. So I'm going to do circles and I'm probably going to do a graphic circle. Um, because I like to stay the same. If I'm using photos, I stay with photos. If I'm using graphics, I stay with graphics. That's just me. And so I don't want something that moves because then it's going to make it an MP4 and I don't want that. So I'm going to stick with something that matches but doesn't move. Maybe I want a contrasting background. So uh, just to make things pop a little bit, um, or something that I see that looks like it might go together. All right, so what I'm going to do with this right away is I'm going to click the three dots and I'm going to go to layer and I'm going to send it all the way to the back. I don't like that. I mean, even though this isn't real, this is too like cheesy looking. I still um maybe I'll leave it like that just so you guys can see. And I'll just make my pink brighter and see. Ugh, I guess I could make it black. I don't know. So you can put, because a lot of logos are round and you would pop this into a frame when you were going to use it, right? Otherwise, you're going to have this white square background. I've never figured out how to do transparent, to make something transparent. And so I always end up putting it inside of a circle frame. So if I went here to elements and clicked on frames, that I would once you pop anything into a frame, so I could take this square frame and I could put it on the page. Let me show you an example. And then I could pop, it doesn't matter what shape it is, I could pop it in. Oh, I'm just moving that, but I pop it in and it's gonna take the shape of whatever, I'm gonna undo this. Here's if you'd make a mistake, you can just undo. So I'm just gonna take the frame away. So I like to stick things inside a frame because then it becomes one. The picture, once you pop it into a frame, you can move the whole thing around. Um, so at any rate, I could add, let's go back to my um, circles. So I could add something around the outer edge. See how absolutely gaudy we can make this. Let's try this photo one and see if I can find. Ooh, I kind of like that pink moon thing better, but in all reality. So if I wanted to put this on, I know that I grabbed it and it's a pro, but just bear with me. But if I wanted to put this on it, you can see that I can position it however I want it to be, um, etc. If I don't like it, I can take it off. If I decide that I don't like any of it, I can chuck it all. Now, another thing with Canva too is that it's going to save your progress as you go along, right? And so wherever you leave at, if I were to hit home, it's going to save it at this point. All right. And so again, I can decide to chuck any of this stuff. If I decide that I don't like it, I can just take it off and go, you know what? I was going for something and the whole thing doesn't make me happy anymore. So let's just start over, right? And we can just go and start creating again, right? And so maybe I decide, you know what? How about I do a world globe, right? And so maybe I want a graphic of a world globe and I want it to I saw one that looked pretty cool. It looked pretty I like this one right here. So let's say, ooh, the gold would be nice too. Could really do something fancy with the gold. But at any rate, so let's say I wanted to do this, and I'm like, you know what? Now I do kind of like the blue. It should start to tell you if you put any photos in, it will match your photo with your the color schemes. If you start to add in photos, I don't know which one of these is not centered, but they don't look centered anymore. Okay, that's centered. That's centered. Okay. Um, all right. So I could do this and I could put I could add something to it. Let's say I want to put my phone number in here so that my logo always has my phone number on it. I made a logo without a phone number and sometimes well then I made a second one to kind of add it in. And sometimes I wish that I was always using that. So let's see, what else could we do? You can, um, so I could take this and I could add something to it. Let's see, world icon. That's what I was doing last. Let's see if there's any, what other kind of, all right, so let me just do travel again. And I'm gonna look at graphics, but this is a nice crisp graphic, and so I wonder if it's gonna give me suggestions, and it didn't, but this is a definitely not the dull that I was using before. We could add, this airplane flying over, that's pretty popular, or just even, something like this. You can put things on top, or you can, move them wherever you want. Let's see. A compass is cool. There's a lot of cool things that you could put in here that are going to be nice. So I could kind of design this. I think I might be able to change the color too. Let's see if I can change the color. Oh, that's just the dot. Okay. And so this one must be the color of the whoops. So I guess I could turn them both blue. Um, I could probably take that one off then. Just, whatever tickles your fancy, you can just get really creative, right? There are a lot of options in here. If you like a certain graphic, you can build your whole design around it or, like link it to that's kind of cute, all that travel stuff. Or make it fit with whatever the name of here's a one that looks like it's, pretty much done for you. Look at that one. I mean, I put it over the top of it, but I mean, that's not bad. It just depends on what your style is, right? Do you want to go for, luxury travel? Maybe if you're looking to do luxury travel, versus family travel versus all-inclusive couple travel, honeymoons, right? Maybe you're specializing in weddings or something like that. This still looks kind of cool. It looks like it might go. Airport arrival. I don't know where I would put it, but thought it kind of looked like it matched, but I don't like the blues anymore. But all these different things you can totally use, and, let's say we were gonna go for a something with a photo, alright? So let's take that out, and let's say I decide that I wanna go with a actual photo. So I could go down here to photos, I'll click see all, and then I'm gonna just put in here, travel. And I can be as, broad or specific as I want to be. So maybe I decide that this is what I might like instead of the, oh, let me show you what we could do. Hold on a second. So if I went back here to elements and I went back here to frames and I chose the round frame and it's going to automatically stick it in the center. And then I'm going to go back to elements again and I'm going to go to photos and it's gonna have the most recent. I think I can slide this in. Yeah, there we go. See how you can just pop it right in there and it takes on whatever shape. That's kind of cute, it's different. I think that I if I were to make another logo again, I would aim to make something that stood out a little bit more. Um, I'm not seeing very many other really cool pictures. As far as photos with the travel, but, you could do like a beach. All right. So let's say we're going to a beach. Here's what I want to do. I'm like, okay, I want to delete that and I want to try and see if I like a beach. So instead of deleting the frame, I'm going to just delete the image. All right. And then I could pop in a really beautiful sunset or this tropical, right? And I could even pull my, if I didn't have those trees there, I could even pull my, logo into there, right? And so maybe I'll say, "Oh, that's what I wanna do. So hang on a second. Let me get rid of that picture, and let me find a picture that is going to be, better to put that in." And I'm be like, "Ooh, I like that sky," right? And so I'm gonna be like, "Okay, how about this?" Right? And maybe I want my phone number to be inside. Maybe I wanna take away this airplane now, right? Maybe I wanna focus on something, another kind of style or what have you. You can, again, make it any way you want. I feel like that is no longer centered. Now it's centered. Okay. The centering makes all the difference. Like sometimes you look at it and you're like, I can't tell why it doesn't look right, but it doesn't look right. And so that's centered, but I still think I'd pull it down because I don't like it sticking out for some reason. Like it to fit nice. And it definitely doesn't fit if I take it outside. So, let's see. We could add something, to this to m- uh just jazz it up a little bit. And so let's go to elements and let's go to birds. All right. Let's see if I can do a tiny bird flying in the sky, right? So if I wanted this picture to have birds in it, maybe I could slide those up so that there's birds. Although I think that that is too messy for, but we could pull it down and I can decide if I want it that way or I want to, again, go to my layering and send it to the back. Oh, that's going to send it behind. I don't want to do that. So let's undo that. I think I can change my bird colors too, right? I mean, in my opinion, seagulls are white, not black. I guess it depends on where you are. They could be whatever, but see, now no one knows that. What if I wanted to add a little, what if you wanted to add a surfer in there? Now I'm just having fun. But you can see that you're gonna be able to get, um it's gonna have to be a graphic, and it's probably gonna have to be Um, let's see. Let's see if we can put him out there without it being too, right? Because he could be way out there. Um, I don't know if it would be that dark. No, that's not realistic. Made him purple, but yeah, I almost believe that's a real picture. So you can just mess around. This is I could just play with Canva all day. Let me see if there's a good side hustle to just play with Canva all day. But this is what you would do, and maybe you decide to do, a few logos and figure out, what you want to do. There's no harm in changing your logo, right? It's not like people are going to notice, right? It's not like if McDonald's changed their logo, everyone would go, did you see, right? Like we're still we're under the radar. Do you guys have any questions about different what do you call it? How to do different things? You can unmute.